You can't be depressed if you are in poverty. You should be thinking and focusing on getting yourself a better life. You can't be sitting there crying the whole time, oh, I can't get a job.
I suffered from something called postnatal psychosis, to be manipulative.
Those pity parties.
Yeah, you know, and you might not even know that you are depressed, but you know something is stuck.
I used to be referred to as a bully.
I'm the only black person who runs this program in the whole of South Africa.
No, I want to know the program. What is this that you're the only black woman?
Yes.
What are you saying? Tell hey, I don't want...
I'm the only...
I need to understand that.
I'm the only black...
Welcome to WARMKOP, where we speak to income taxpayers and company taxpayers. And today, we have a taxpayer who happens to be a life coach and a former counsellor for SADAG, South African Depression and Anxiety Group. So let's get into it. Hi, Zandile.
Good day, Gof. How are you?
And here I was, I never even introduced her properly. Zandile Chiloane. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, you did.
Hi.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here.
You're excited to be here. No, we're excited to see you. Why do we still need to be intentional? Why do we need to be intentional about our lives?
You know, because our lives matter. We need to realize that in life we get into situations that we don't know how to get out of because we are not really clear of why we are here or our intentions and why we've been brought into this world. So if we get to know that, it makes our life going forward a little bit easy.
But I'm just going to think for like majority of black people, you know. I mean, we come from a past of apartheid, poverty. Why now? We've been through the worst.
So, you know, there's a couple of things that happens in a person that might limit them in becoming the greatest that they could be. We talk about psychological violence. You know, people experience things like psychological violence. And when a person has experienced that, they don't know how to get out of it because they take it from their childhood to adulthood, maybe even to marriages.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to break that down because all of these habits and behaviors that they used to have come back and play a part in where they are right now. And they tend to wonder, why is my life not working out? I know I wanted to be maybe this, but I don't seem to be achieving. But there's this mental blockage that happens that needs to be dismantled, you know, first.
Is it mental blockness, or are we talking about people that maybe are not ambitious? Maybe you are just not focusing a lot in whatever you desire or that you are after.
Maybe sometimes people don't even know what is it that they want. So if you don't know what are your dreams or what are your gifts or what are your goals, you probably first have to discover that. And it might take a long time for you to get that. I mean, you spoke about people in probably the locations. I'm originally from Soweto. I'm a girl from Soweto in Snawane. Yes. Yeah, okay. So I grew up in the dusty street of Soweto. I stayed in a location where they call it Makoliad.
Makoliad.
Yes, in my 18. I'm very proud to be coming from there. However, I've realized, Guti, because of not knowing all of these things, people tend to get stuck. They stay there. And you wonder, why are they not progressing? And it's because their mental state is not okay. Not because they want to, but the circumstances and the environment.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe it's the poverty or not having opportunities. Doesn't that seem like it's beyond your control? And now you are stuck wherever you're stuck in? Or?
We all have choices. We all have decisions to make. There are a lot of people that come from those kind of backgrounds. And they've made a conscious decision that I don't want to stay there. I'm not going to be defined by
My past.
where my past is or what what brought me up. You know, there's always a session that I normally do when I do my programs, and it discusses where you come from, the people that have groomed you, people that have made you, and that influences your experiences in life. And once your experiences, they can be good or bad. They don't need to be good or bad, but they can be either or. And you choose what do you do with the experiences that you have, because we all have.
Yes.
Everybody has experiences. Everybody has a story.
For us, maybe also black men, the stereotype of men don't cry. And if you show your weakness, you are actually weak.
You know, it's sad that happens. And I've realized that, as you mentioned earlier on, that I used to work for South African Depression and Anxiety Group. I'm a proud qualified counsellor there. And most of the time when we have calls,
Yes.
it was mainly men, whether they were in jail.
Serious?
Yeah. Whether they were in jail or they wanted to commit suicide. So you will get to a point where you need to speak to somebody who says to you, I'm standing on the 7th floor. I want to jump. I want out of this. This is not working for me. And what I've learned is it's in the questions. What do you ask that person? Is it because you want to die, or is it because you don't want your life the way it is? And the truth is, with men, they are told to be macho. They are taught not to cry, because if they do, it shows that they are being weak. I get a lot of guys, when they come, which is very few of them, when they come, they get into that element of themselves and they do let out. And once they've done that, even their families, they feel that beautiful energy of emotions with them, that, you know,
open up.
We are, Daddy, Papa is willing to let us speak our truth. But it will not happen if we haven't got back to the root cause. We tend to solve the symptoms. We forget the root cause. I get a lot of parents who wants to bring their teenagers, because I run teenager programs as well, which we will talk about a little bit later. They say, you know, my child is got this and this. And I was like, stop. Actually, you are the problem.
Because you're judging the child?
No. Because you are the
you must give the space.
You are the root cause.
How can you tell a parent that?
You have to.
Yeah, the truth.
Because that's the truth. You are the root cause of the problem. The symptom that you are, and you as a parent, you are a symptom of your parents who are a root cause. So it's a generational thing.
I see.
So I tell the parent, and I said to them, please don't tell me your version. I'd like to hear
from the child,
your child's version. And when they come to me, they will tell me how their parent are this and this and this and this. And I'm like, then let's deal with that. Because there's a lot of problems, issues that comes from generational gaps.
We'll go into the problems. I just want to go back just a little bit when you said you were a counselor for SADAG. Do you believe that counselors are respected as opposed to psychologists and psychiatrists? Do you feel like you guys are part of the B team and not seen as the people that solve problems, as you saying you can go deep-rooted into issues?
Maybe let me go back to explaining who I am.
Yes.
I'm a personal and self-development life coach.
Yes.
I'm not a psychologist.
I know.
I'm not a psychologist.
Yes.
However, with the question that you are asking, just in view of my credentials, it's that I'm a counselor for SADAG.
Yes.
It's a small element of it.
Sure.
We work hand in hand with the psychologist and whatever. But it depends on what a person is looking for. If you are looking to have your mind assessed and then you get medication for that, you need a psychologist who will refer you to a psychiatrist.
Okay.
Yeah. However, as a coach, I take you might not even know that you are depressed, but you know something is stuck. we need to dismantle that. So I don't think we are working in contrast. I think we are supporting each other. The world out there is too big.
Do life coaches and the counselors truly help, or do we see this as like a gym, where you always have to go back and always do this continuously? So meaning your emotions, you must always keep practicing. Let me go to my session so that I'm still sane or still feeling good. Or you can just do it once off and you are done.
Okay. I will tell you my experience.
Yeah.
I did suffer from depression. A lot. If I can tell you my story, it goes very deep. And I had to attend psychologists. I had to attend psychiatrist. I was given medication for that. And I appreciate that. And with that being said,
Yes.
what many people fail to realize is that when you go to a psychologist, they will tell you, so how does it make you feel? They want to get to the core of what you are going through. The difference, and which is awesome, as I'm telling you, I go to them. I've got my own psychologist, I've got my psychiatrist, which supports me, especially with the work that I do, because I take a lot of people's energy.
Yeah. Like, it must be draining.
Yes, I'm a very emotional person. So I take a lot of people's energy. And sometimes every time I go to them, we need to declutter that. They support me in decluttering that. But with that being said, this program that I want to put it out there, it's called...
We will at the end,
it's a 3-day program. It's very intrusive, meaning that it's harsh. It gets to the core.
So what you are saying, well, not that you are saying it, I'm just...
What you're hearing.
Yeah. One has to have like suffered to become to become a psychologist, a life coach. Would you have had to go through the worst of the worst so that you now can relay how to deal? Because I've been through it. Is that what it takes?
I think it's a bonus.
Or I can also wake up tomorrow and be one.
I think it's a bonus because now you can relate to people's experiences. And I'll make one example.
Sure.
I'll just make one example. When I had my girls, I've got 2 girls, and when I had them, I didn't realize already the depression that I had. I was suffering from it.
Yeah.
I suffered from something called postnatal psychosis.
After giving birth?
Yes, immediately after giving birth. They it's not baby blues, it's not postnatal depression, but it's postnatal psychosis. And not many people know that. And for me, when somebody says, when I've given birth, I struggle with this, I know exactly what they're talking about because I've been there. When somebody speaks about losing a loved one, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've lost my husband of 10 years, 15 years ago. I had 2 little girls. One was 7, one was in napkins, was crawling 8 months. So when I'm speaking to people who are struggling, it supports me because I can relate. So somebody who's blank, who doesn't have many experiences, it becomes a challenge for them to be able to support people who are going through stuff. I'll just mention this to you. I'm looking for people that I can train so that they can do this work, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
There's a girl that I've discovered. She's in matric right now. Yeah. Her story is profound. It's deep for teenagers. She feels because she's been there.
Yes.
Unlike someone who hasn't, whose life has been clean. So I think I've answered your question in that.
Okay. I don't want to minimize maybe people's, what people go through. Like all of us experience death. All of us experience maybe losses and stuff. Is it like, do I overthink that particular death? And then I think there's no out, like I can't go on without this person because this person is no more. Because I want to understand like what makes people go into this depression mode. What do you feel?
Okay.
If another person goes through it and just walks, it's like, okay, another day, let's move on. And then other people, they just cannot get out of it. What what is
So
it?
it's a beautiful question. You know, people need to realize that there are stages of grief. If you're going to ignore them and you don't go through them, they don't have to follow the sequence.
Yes.
However, if you ignore them, they come back and hit you hard later. So other people, when they experience grief, they deal with it. And they go through those processes. You can see them maybe for a year or two, they can't function, but they go through them and then they come out better. And others don't. They ignore. You would think everything is perfect, and it hit them hard 5-10 years later. And they have to go back and start all over again and realize that actually I didn't handle this.
Deal with that.
Another point that I wanted to mention when it comes to death, people fail to realize that when somebody has come past you, which is whoever that you love that has died,
Yes.
you need to sit down and say, what lessons have they taught me?
In life.
Yeah.
Your experiences with that person.
They came and they were in your path to teach you something. So if you start looking at the lessons that you've learned from those people, then it makes it easy for you to heal, because you realize that I'm not going to see them, depending on what you believe in believe in.
Yes.
I might not see them again, or I might see them in the near future, depending on, as I say, depending on what you believe in. However, the lessons that they've taught me now, what am I going to do with them? And when you think of those lessons, they should make you smile that they were in your life. My mother, she taught me to love people. She taught me to share the little that I have with people. So for me, when somebody comes through my path and they are in need, that's when it's like I draw from that what would she have done? And I know in life, when you are that kind of a person, people take advantage of your kindness. But that's where you need to realize, those people were there for that reason.
Okay, maybe, with experiencing loss, that could cut deep with many other people.
Yes.
I just want to push on to this part of depression where let's take out the passing one, where people pass away.
Yeah.
But somebody just falling into depression just out of the blue.
Yeah.
And like 50 says, especially I want to push it for Black people, where they say you can't be depressed if you are in poverty. You should be thinking and focusing on getting yourself a better life. You can't be sitting there crying the whole time. Oh, I can't get a job. Hey, I can't get this. You should be creating your own. Is that a fantasy world, or yes, it's genuine just to be sitting in the corner feeling
I don't think there is any
depressed?
normal person who would enjoy to stay in that state. Nobody.
Don't you think other people like this sorrows, pity parties,
Not intentionally. I don't think it's intentional. I don't think it's something that they want to be in. They might have figured out some stuff. I want to do this, but it's not happening, and it gets them depressed. It makes them feel, then I'm not worthy. I won't amount to anything, and then they start thinking, actually, maybe that's exactly who I am. I'm nothing. But they wouldn't like to stay in there, because we know we need to be hustlers. And being a hustler, it comes in different forms.
Yeah.
Other person will tell you, I'm going to be a hustler and be a criminal. That's hustling. And another one will say, no, I'm going to be a hustler by taking whatever that I've got and sell. I will sell things and make a business for myself. So it depends. I don't think there is any one person who is mentally and emotionally okay who would like to stay there.
Stay in that position. But there are people out there that like pity parties, trust me.
They don't know any better.
So what is the silent sign of somebody that they are depressed?
There are a lot of signs. There are actually a lot of signs. People start to withdraw. Other people speak about it. They'll tell you, I would like to end my life. So when somebody says that, it shouldn't be, you know, take it for
looking for
granted.
attention.
Yeah, you know, but maybe they then you need to get back and like, what is the issue? So they will withdraw themselves, they will cry a lot, close themselves in, you know, and they don't want to socialize. They want to be indoors all the time. Not that they are, I'm not talking about introverts here. I'm not talking about somebody who's an introvert.
Who's normally just reads a book,
they really
sits
enjoy.
alone.
I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about somebody who
180 just changes.
Yeah, and I don't like to diagnose people because that's what we tend to do.
Or it's like you are judging because you must always look at somebody and say, no, this is a sign.
Yeah, and people tend to judge, especially somehow everybody knows what bipolar is.
It's now come like
it's like an everyday thing. Everybody's second person is got bipolar. I don't like that because you don't know what is it that they are going through. A bipolar is not similar to depression. You know, depression is depression. Somebody can be there because of a situation that they can't get out. When it's bipolar, there's 1 and 2. You know,
it's a psychiatric thing that
it is.
because of
it is. But people who've got bipolar, they can function very well. You know, as long as they are on medication, they can be proper. And if somebody is struggling, the one thing that I can say, listen. Just give them a listening ear. And if you see that it's beyond, refer. This is what we used to do at SADAG a lot.
So
we refer.
Yeah, like what could one person do today to improve their mental health, not to fall into maybe like depression? Is it overthinking? Is it, or you can't avoid it? No matter what, there's nothing I can do to make sure maybe tomorrow I do not fall into depression.
Depression as in just being sad.
Yeah, that state of sadness.
Yeah.
And
then it means you're going to say, then you will know what's going to happen tomorrow. And nobody does.
Yeah.
So you will deal with it when you get to it. What I would say is that equip yourself, teach yourself, learn now how to be able to identify these triggers when they come. So programs like what we do, they support that. We teach you, we give you skills in learning how to be able to get yourself out of situations.
So with that being said, like how would one know that their behavior today is because of a past trauma? Like you thinking this is me, I've been like this all my life. Next thing people are like, nah man, that behavior, maybe it's how would one know?
Actually, because behavior becomes something that is engraved in you. You know, it's something that you do today, you get away with it. You do it again tomorrow, you get away with it, and it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
It becomes a habit for you.
So you're always doing the same thing, even though it's bad for yourself.
Yeah.
I'll
make an example. It's okay. I'm going to make an example with somebody who is a manipulator. You know, it's a behavior and a habit to be manipulative.
Those pity parties.
Yeah, you know, and when they manipulate in everything that they do.
Yes.
In all aspects of their life. And then they come to somebody who is a coach and I pick it up and I'm like, but you are a manipulator. And it's like, wow, how can you don't even know me. You just met me today because we do 3-day programs. You just met me and all of a sudden you're telling me,
you're judging me.
You're judging me, which is what we do all the time, which is great. I love it. I love that. I love it when people meet you, they judge you because it's a reflection that you're giving them.
Oh, you're mimicking their behavior.
Yeah.
So that means vele.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a mirror for them.
Yes.
They are mirroring from you. But when you identify that from a person, you give them an opportunity to sit with that and say, actually, I manipulated here. Actually, I am a manipulator, you know. But what can I do now that I know what I know? How do I get out of it?
And then
so that the skills that we teach them.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to put a twist a bit. I could speak about like fathers, how I had a relationship with my dad, or, a past breakup in my life, how it changes many men who go through breakups. But I want to go with this one. Why I was asking you, how would you know your behavior is not? I used to be referred to as a bully.
Okay.
And funny enough, in my elder age, I hate bullies. I stand up for the small guy.
Yeah.
But back then, I was like referred to as a bully. So is there something that happened to me that made me be that?
The part of that is very interesting because it goes back to the struggle for power and energy. What do I mean by that? We as human beings feed on other people's energy and make them weak. So if I come to you and I look at you in a certain way, it means I want you to to bow down to me because, or the way I speak to you, the way I intimidate you, the way I come close to you. So in that way, you hand over your power and your energy without even realizing. So many a times when kids have been bullied,
Yes.
whether by parents or the surroundings, the chances are they tend to be bullies as well. Because they have learned the skill that it worked when it was directed to me.
Yes.
When somebody was bullying me, now I know how to manipulate that and do it to another person. And they're so good at it. So as much as I'm saying that you were referred to as a bully, the chances are you were bullied.
Yeah, no, I was bullied.
So you've mastered how it made you feel. And
pretend like it doesn't exist.
Yes.
But then I go project it
And
to
then
other
you
people.
go project it on people. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's deep. Yeah, so you can let us know about your program.
All right.
That you're pushing to get people to level up their mental health.
Absolutely. So the company that I own is called Buntle Learning and Development.
Yes.
It was established in 2014. I've been doing this work on and off.
Yeah.
From 2014. And the reason why I've been doing it on and off,
Yes.
I've been scared of facing my gift.
A life coach that's scared.
Yes, absolutely. I've been scared to facing my gift.
It's fear.
Because one time I had a session where they asked me, what is your greatest fear? And I was scared of how great this could be. That was my greatest fear. So the programs that I do, I've got, I'll start at the bottom. I've got one-on-one sessions. I've got kiddies sessions. I've got family sessions, couple sessions, individual team buildings first.
Yes.
And then I've got the one that is the core of everything that we do.
Which is?
Asante Personal Breakthrough. It's a boot camp. We do it as a boot camp.
Oh.
It's a personal breakthrough. Personal breakthrough. It helps you to break through.
It's like it's like a holiday. I come there, but I leave everything behind, like maybe in a cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm here to
deal with
my mind,
with
my
you.
inner being.
Yes. So it's very intrusive.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that earlier on because we go back to your childhood. I take you back to the time where mainly most of your problems started. One thing that maybe I would mention, everybody needs this.
Yeah,
everybody needs this program because it will set a stage for you to know how to go forward. I'm the only Black person who runs this program in the whole of South Africa.
Wait, you need to qualify that. You really need to. What do you mean? Because, please qualify what you're saying.
As I mentioned,
I don't want to.
As I mentioned, I'm not a psychologist.
Yes.
There are a lot of psychologists, psychiatrists, and everything. This program specifically, the way it's been designed, there are other people who runs it, companies that runs it, but they are very few in South Africa. I've got a friend of mine who have taken over this program from the lady that gave it to me. She's running it, and we work hand in hand because I when I've got somebody who speaks Afrikaans, I send it to her because I speak most of South African languages. So even if you want to speak your mind, your heart out, I can hear. I might not be able to be fluent with all of them, but I speak most of them. I'm still struggling with Venda.
No, I want to know the program. What is this that you're the only black woman?
Yes.
What are you saying? Hey, I don't want.
I'm the only.
I need to understand that.
I'm the only black female who runs this. Actually, I'm the only black person who runs this.
Runs what?
This personal breakthrough program.
Because it's yours, Akir. I mean, I would think.
But I'm saying it's been done by other people as well. There are other companies that runs it, but it's white people.
Or like this formula of breaking through in people's brains.
Yes.
It's like a niche thing.
Yes. So the lady that introduced me to this, if I can take you back a little bit, I attended this program, and it was in 2011. It was just me and my sister. They were all white people.
The same program?
Same program. I attended it in 2011 because I was struggling. I had issues.
No. That I can respect. Like, I can understand. Yes.
Yeah. So when I attended the program, they were mainly white people. And this lady saw, I think, a potential in me because already I was in the learning and development space. I worked for corporate. I worked for companies like Standard Bank. I used to be their trainer. So already she saw that potential. She called me. She said to me, I want you to take this to the black people. She trained me for 3 years how to run this program. So, yeah, I'm very proud, but at the same time, I'm not, because I cannot be able to reach as many people as I possibly would want. I would like to train other people in the province of South Africa, all the provinces. I would like to have at least one person who can run this program. So it's a skills transfer.
Yes. So, well, now thinking about it, what is the challenge in is it making people aware of mental health as much as possible? Because you wouldn't know where to go. So if you are there to let them know, this is a space where you can tap into yourself and get the better version of yourself. That's why I was asking, maybe people don't care that much about mental health.
It's not that, I don't think it's about they don't care. They're scared of the stigma. That when you are struggling with depression and things like that, or you take care of it, then you're crazy. So they shy away from that. What the programs that I do, it's about self-development. How do you develop yourself? Mental part of it, it's an element of it, because it all needs to be detangled here.
Hence the life coach part, self-development to be a better self.
Yes, of yourself. Yeah, and looking at the beliefs, dismantle them, and take what you want to guide you, to direct you in your life. You can take some of the beliefs that are ugly, you know that.
That people, one belief that are beliefs
that is negative.
Okay.
You can take them and make them to drive you.
So, speaking of self-development, don't people just need discipline and that's it? And be focused?
What is focus?
Focus on the objective, leave the distractions. Focus.
Yeah, I've got an issue with that word.
Which one? Focus. Discipline then. I chose first discipline.
If you choose to be disciplined, then it's okay. Discipline doesn't restrict you, because focus goes hand in hand with control. If you are a person that likes things to be controlled, you live a very unhappy life, because you fail to see everything around you because you want everything to be controlled. Yeah, like we're wearing my work clappers. No. So I really don't like those words because they limit people. But you need to be able to open yourself up, to take risks, to be spontaneous, to know that there is a lot out there that you can tap in, but you need to know how.
No. I thank you, Zandile. Do you have any last words? I think you've given us a lot to look into ourselves and mirror and speak to ourselves. Do you have any last words?
Yeah. If you're tired of your life the way it is, and you know it's time for you to change, Asante Personal Breakthrough is your answer. It will support you as a family. It will support you as an individual mainly. As I mentioned earlier, I've got couple session. I don't do couples if they haven't dealt with themselves.
Meaning they both, or individually?
Yeah. So I've got couple session.
Yeah, no.
But
You're saying
they first
I must first deal with myself
Yeah.
alone before we can come and fix this thing together. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
You know, Kagiso, we get into relationships
With problems.
and we fail to realize that we are broken. And you find somebody who is broken. A hurt person, hurt people.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. You get into a relationship with somebody who is broken. And then you have expectations. I'm expecting this from you, and you're expecting something from me, and both of us are not giving anything because I'm not whole and complete. So if I can be whole and complete on my own, standing, then the next person who is whole and complete, if they give anything, it's a bonus. So that's what I'm working with. I'm working with a person to deal with themselves and be whole.
Oh, you must be happy first before you look for happiness out there. You can't find happiness outside.
And don't look for people who are not on the same wavelength. Don't. They'll pull you down.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need to
Energy.
find that energy. You need to find somebody who has dealt with themselves. And I always give this example.
That goes with friends and everything.
That goes with friends and everything.
Your example, sorry.
Yeah, I needed to make an example for you. I've got my sister's kids that come, Mom, I'm interested in this particular person. Before I give authority or authorization, like my oldest daughter is married. And I said, before that, can we help this guy? Can he dismantle everything that he has from his past so that you know exactly who you're dealing with?
Sounds like you're brainwashing the guy or something.
If that's how you want to look at it. No, but for me, I was not...
For safety,
I've already dealt with my daughter. I've dealt with her from childhood. She's been dealing with herself.
Yeah.
She knows who she is. She loves this guy. But he's broken. Making an example here.
Oh.
He's broken.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with sending your child to somebody like that?
There's nothing you can do. Who am I?
No, you that is why you as a parent.
If I first say, hey, come here, let's first fix you. They're like, hey, I'm not broken. Hey, next thing they elope.
That's where the strategy and the knowledge of how to speak to people who are broken is. Okay. It's a skill that a person should have to be able to speak to them. Okay. And you just pinpoint, there might be this challenge, Would you like to sort them out? Because I would not be okay. Think of your 4-year-old. You love your child. The question is, would you be okay with them getting into a relationship with somebody who's going to abuse them, who's going to, treat them like a doormat? No. So we need to protect our kids. It's our responsibilities as parents to protect them. And protecting them meaning that we need to help them.
No. Thank you, Zandile. No, thank you. I think that was protect your kids. Protect your own mind.
Protect your own mind.
Well, that's a wrap from our taxpayer. And like, share, and subscribe. Just like SARS, we are collecting those likes. Come on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
WARMKOP. WARMKOP.